Digital or Gamestore. Both are literally the same thing. So who we are? We are basically distributors as well as integrators. So we have like branches in all districts of Kerala, from Trivandrum to Kasaragod branches yet in process. So that will be done in like another month or two. So what we do is you can go to either of our branches and you can tell your requirements, and we'll build it from here and we'll ship it to your branch. You don't have to come all the way to Cochin to get your PC built. So whatever the configuration, we have literally everything in the market. Whatever the brand is, A to Z, we have everything. Alienware to BenQ, so we have everything. So whatever you need, just give us a call. Our live website will be up soon. Our website will be live soon, livedigital.in. You could also build the systems in our website. You have an option to customize the PC according to your liking. So I have set like 5 questions each for all 3 of you.
Oh, 5 questions each.
Be prepared, Yogesh, for you are going to be answering some of the toughest questions.
Sure.
First one is for you, Sajtih.
And so, see, all 5 questions continuously don't ask me, and one today and you can answer second and third.
It's not complicated, but yeah.
We'll get tired answering the question.
Okay.
That is why I come with you soon.
Yeah, sure. So we have noticed that the stock availability of GPUs have gone down since May or since April. Is it because exclusively to the fact that NVIDIA has stopped producing the RTX graphic cards, or is it because that the importers are holding stocks and so that's
it's a demand. Demand is huge, so that is the reason stocks is not sufficient for what we
See,
require.
first of all, what you need to understand here is NVIDIA, we don't manufacture. We manufacture chips. We sell it to the ASICs. Be it Gigabyte, be it any other ASIC. We give them the chips. They make the card and they sell it.
Understood.
So we have no control once we sell the chip.
Understood. So have you stopped selling these chips to the brands?
No,
we haven't stopped selling.
We never stop. See, I'll tell you, see, as per demand only, it's, the products came down last so many months before. But if you see last 2 months, the products and stocks have been increased in all regions. It's not for Kerala, it's not for in South, it's not for India. It's just the it's a whole world scenario. It's not because only graphics card shortage. All the products are shortage. Okay. So it's a demand is huge in some other segment, like maybe we can say the mining or whatever it may be. So that is why we are not able to fulfill our gamers and content creators. But last 2 months, we are getting very sufficient stock in all vendors or ASICs. Now, you can.
But from what we have observed, cards above 3060 Ti's are like 3060 Ti to 3080s are like very hard to attain these days.
Yes, they have some limitations. See, suddenly immediately we can't come with huge stocks in the world. So slowly they are getting sufficient stock. So each and every month crossing, definitely we will get good stocks and we can fulfill our gamers and content creators. And yeah, we can do it.
What do you think would be the price range of RTX 4000 cards? Will it be similar to that of the 30 series cards, or will it be like a premium? Because right now we have observed that people were interested to, people are willing to spend more for graphics cards. So do you think NVIDIA would price their 4000 series at a premium level, or would it be at a similar level? Because you used to price the same level for before. For example, what 1070 used to go for, that's the same price that you bought it for 30 or 2070. Same thing you went for 3070.
I agree. See, first of all, we don't know which series are coming. We can't able to tell. That is, everything is rumor.
Okay.
So we don't know whether 4000 series or 5000 series, whatever that will come.
Okay.
And price range, yes. 3060 series, it's a huge price now. Now, but currently it came a little bit normal. Maybe it will come down and maybe it will be increased. That price part we can't manage. And obviously, NVIDIA never involved in commercial terms. First of all, I'm telling you. See, that is all because of demand only. It's coming down up and down.
Okay.
So this pricing I think it's correct one.
Okay.
Maybe because of demand, it's increasing and decreasing. That's all.
There would be a situation where even the 4000 series card would be, would be sold above the MSRP rates. Do you think even when 4000 series comes, do you think? No idea.
How we can say? That is why I told you we don't know which series card is coming. Maybe, maybe
by 4000 series, I mean,
maybe because of the demand. Maybe if it performs, see if you come with new technology or something, it will take maybe a little bit time. That see if you still we are getting 2060, 2060,
yeah, 2060
still we are getting 1000 series also.
Like he said, first we don't know what the numbering will be, when the cards are going to come, what will be the pricing. We don't have any idea.
Okay.
First, second thing is we need to understand. See, every generation, the performance almost doubles from the last generation.
Yeah.
But if you compare 20 series and 30 series, when the 30 series Ampere cards were announced, the prices shocked the world because the prices were very low.
Yeah, very low, yeah.
Compared to 20 series and older cards, 30 series cards were priced very low. But it is unfortunate that this thing called mining came up and people started to pick the GPUs, right? And the price started.
And Samsung semiconductor wafer was on shortage and people couldn't.
Yeah, everything worked against the gamers, I would say, right? So with this new GPUs coming, you don't know how they will perform in these particular applications. Maybe gaming. We expect gaming performance to double. We expect professional or the studio applications performance to double. Mining, we don't know. See, these GPUs, G4 GPUs are built for gamers, not for miners. That was a very, how do I say, we did not expect this many cards will go into mining and all those things. It was unexpected for us. It went into it, so we don't know how or what we will be doing in the engineering, in the background, what they do to block mining and all those things, whether they will do, whether mining will be there or not, we don't know anything.
Yeah.
So it will all depend on when the cards come, how they are priced, what is the ROI that miners are, especially miners we are talking about. What ROI?
I have a related question coming for you later on regarding that. I'll get back to you also. So what do you think about the prices of GTX cards in the near future? Do you think it will be coming down or do you think it's going to be stable?
It's not only GTX and arcades. I'll tell you now. First of all, it's because of demand only, and again because of demand only, prices are coming down after everything.
Understood. So what I observed is like even the mining community are not interested in 4GB cards, like the 1650, 1050 Ti, 105, 1650 Super. So like we said, like most of the gamers are into this particular segment, 1650 to I can tell that 1660 series are 6GB cards and those are like preferred for mining. But these cards, what about these 4GB cards? Do you think that NVIDIA is focusing on releasing more of these cards to support the market?
You mean to say which card? Like
1650, 1650, 1650.
So right now what happened, like even if a guy want to build a budget machine, so we will say this compared to the pricing of 3050, 160 is like little bit only different. So we suggest them to go for the 3050 because it's a worth buy.
Yeah, why do you suggest that you have to suggest for new technology? Because it's old technology. Yes, if the customer want the budget PC or budget or something, we can give 1650 also and 1050 also, whatever may be available. Okay. See, it's available. Depends on the availability only. We can the prices, everything is come. But if customer have a very good budget, you can prefer in so as per our suggestion, you can go for current technology or current new technology only we have to suggest. Like the series, like whatever they want. If they have budget for 3050, they have budget for 1060, you can prefer. If they want the once price also, you can give no problem. We are not stopping that. But it depends on the availability, you can push the part.
Understood, sir. But I'm not, trying to create an issue here. But 70% of the Indian market is always willing to go for like the cheapest solution available in the market. So if like 1650 mein kaam ho jayega, so if something can be done with the 1650, they only go with the 1650. They won't even consider going for a 3050 or 3060. So like I said, 60 to 70% of the market has like that kind of mentality. And even majority of the even for online gaming, for example, like Counter-Strike, Valorant, Dota 2, these games are like much
See,
more
I tell you,
processor-
NVIDIA is concentrating more into gamers and content creators.
Okay.
So most of the other people are preferring for 30 series only.
Okay.
See, it is yes, 1650, 1050S, that is not entry level.
Okay.
People can buy Forerun, have some small budget. Okay, it's not 70% discount. Okay, so that is all bonus. We see, if you talk about our GTX 30 growth, no, it's more than 50-60%.
I know. I'm not saying that performance is like compared to the
Not only
rest of what you
performance, I'm
have.
talking about numbers, number wise also. See, nowadays, if everything comes under budget only, no, nowadays people, if you gamer, no, they can prefer only maximum 30 series cards only. Okay. If content creators, they also, prefer maximum into 30 series only. Who are all choosing, like Photoshop editors, like that people only, the lower end people only, they can go for say 1650 or 1050 and all. Okay. See,
Understood. I was talking about the gaming particular segment.
But the gaming definitely,
For example, see,
if I'm not wrong, you can add something. If it is right or wrong. You can add.
Yeah, see, most of the gamers, for example, people who are like playing professionally or people who are above the earning category. So these people would have, what do you say? Yeah, they would
See,
know what
I'll ask you
to
one question to you. See, you are suppose you are building nearly 25, 30, 40 PCs per month. So how many PCs are building RTA series?
around 50% no more.
50% lower. In 50%, how many gamers or content creators in that particular segment?
It's mostly
That's
content
current
creators.
basis.
Right.
Yeah.
Then there is a
Understood.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking about gamers. For example, see, if, for example, now I am in a, what do you say, earning category.
Okay.
Like I earn for a living. And I could buy my own PC. So I know what a 30 series could provide and I would definitely invest in a 30 series, especially 37 to 30 because I could afford it. Imagine a gamer who's not earning, for example, someone below age of 22 or 25. They have to rely on their parents and they are not able to, even if they communicate what the requirements are, they won't be able, the parents won't be able to, invest in such a large amount for this thing. So when you're targeting that particular audience, gamers are mostly kids. Like when you target that audience, we are not able to, meet their demands. That's why I was talking about this one.
See, all depends on person only. See, if they want to buy, definitely they will buy. They won't stop. Whoever it may be. See, the mining time, whatever the peak time of the graphics card, more time maybe some that is 20-30% of gamers are still bought. They don't bother about pricing and all. If they want to buy, definitely they will buy. Okay, so for that they don't compromise for that 10 series or 20 series. If they definitely want, definitely they will go for
I
5.
forgot what the question was.
So what basic thing?
So basically, I'll just add on what Sajtih is trying to say is, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Whatever is visible on the shelf and how you present to the customer, how do you upsell it, it's on us. And of course, his need is, as your question was like, he's sufficient on 16 series, he's sufficient to do his work. Why he should upsell, upgrade? See, the reason why he should because 16 series is the old generation. So the new generation does work faster, new technologies are there, he can take advantages of those technologies. The generation gaps are there. So why people normally go for the latest one? Because there are this difference between the new technology and the old technology. That's the only difference. So we are asking him to pay for the technology.
Our only suggestion is
Newer the better.
if by addition of a little extra, if he can stay relevant in terms of technology, that is way better than saving say 2,000 to 5,000 rupees and staying on a technology which is 3-4 years old.
Right.
As simple as that. Because what happens is, see, software games are the market is very dynamic. They keep on changing. New games start come, AAA titles. We have new AAA titles releasing every year. Every year the games come, their hardware requirements start changing.
Yeah.
Right? And what we have seen is during that time frame release of the game, we have seen many gamers, users upgrade their hardware especially to experience these games. So what happens is, when they experience, they want to experience on the latest one, they upgrade it, but not everybody has got that budget, like you said. So if you can afford a little extra and stay relevant in terms of going on a RTX GPU, even if it is 3050, try to do that. If that is not possible by any means, then whatever is available, you have it. No problem.
Next question, I think you have already answered it, but still.
See how fast we are.
Do you think the next series of Bhaskar, whether it be 4000 series or whichever series it is, will that series graphics cards and the current 30 series will coexist?
See, if you see right now currently also, we have 10 series also available. Still, people are using it and interested in buying it because that is more than sufficient for some people. They don't want to shift. They are not using the new technology. So whatever the reason is. So 20 series is also there, 30 series also there. So it depends. See, it will definitely.
It depends on the audience.
Yeah, it depends upon what
Demand.
Demand and supply.
They will coexist for some time.
Yeah.
Simple reason being, all the cards from say new generation will not release at the same time. It is a gradual release, or we call it as a waterfall release. You start with the top one, then middle, then you come at the bottom of the stack and all those things. So you cannot stop production of this card because only one or two cards released from new generation. Currently also you have 20 series, I think 26 series.
This is too huge to
I heard, I think last couple of days I have been in the market, couple of days, couple of weeks, 1050 is still in the market. So older cards and new cards will coexist, there should not be any problem.
Is it true that the upcoming RTX 4000 series would need a minimum of 1000 watt power supply to operate?
If I
That's what, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, all these questions that I am asking you is based on what I observe from the community. So this is like not based on what I think, it's what I observe from the community that I'm asking.
Based on what I have read till now, I would agree power supply requirement is going to increase. In fact, if you see 3090 Ti, it has released with a huge bucket power requirement, right? So I think based on whatever I have read till now, power requirement is going to increase, and I think 650 and above will become a standard when you are thinking.
From what I heard, 850 is going to be the standard.
See, we are not talking about only one card, we are talking about the complete stack, right? So there will be cards from entry level to the top. So every card will have a different power requirement. Yes, power requirement now currently I think 400, 450 is enough for a standard entry level PC. So maybe that will increase, but at the same time performance will also go up. We are talking about 2 times performance compared to last generation. At least if I read it correctly from the figures, numbers, what are there available on the internet, we are talking about double performance. So yes, you can see that coming.
Again, I'm not supposed to ask this. What all models do you see, the next generation of cards are going to be released?
No idea.
No idea.
Frankly, no idea, because what happens is.
No, what I specifically meant to ask is, do you think like each particular series of, for example, 60, 70, 80 series would have like a replacement? Is what I'm asking.
In a sense, like.
Yeah, for example, will there be, if it's 4000 series, will there be a 4060 instead of a 4060? Or like 4060 Ti instead of 3060 Ti? Comparative like that. Have you designed what are models to release?
I don't think.
For example, why I ask this particular question is, people relying on that particular segment. For example, for 3060 or 3060 Ti falls under 35,000 or 40,000 segment. So, someone who's currently waiting to get like the next series of cards. So, should that person should that person wait more in order to expect that particular series of cards?
See,
No, that should be a
my answer would be very simple. If you are waiting, you will be waiting for next 4 years. As simple as that, because what will happen is, see, 3060, 30 series is already there. You are waiting for the next generation to come, for which the details are only available online. Nothing is fixed.
Officially
right now.
announced, yeah.
Nothing is officially announced. So once it comes, I don't know if you will be happy with whatever comes out or not. If you are not happy, you will say, okay, I will wait for some more time. I will go with the next generation. So the wait is never ending, right? So whatever is available, I think if you can get your hand on that, go for it. Don't wait.
Do you think that the current generation of gamers could simply upgrade to the next series of graphics card without changing the components entirely?
I think they can do that because
To get the proper performance, to get the optimum performance.
Yes. See, why I am saying this is usually what happens is hardware, especially GPUs and the boards are backwards compatible.
Okay.
So graphic cards require PCI Express slot, and when we are talking about generation in PCI Express slot, we have Gen 1 through Gen 4, and now we are talking about Gen 5 and all those things. So GPUs working Gen 3 also, Gen 4 also, and they are both ways compatible.
Okay.
So what happens is if you put a Gen 4 card in a Gen 3 slot, it works without any problem. So you can easily use it.
Okay, and like we said, apart from the power supply, do you think the next series card would face bottleneck issues with the current series of processors?
Very difficult to say because you haven't seen the actual real-time performance, what it is going to perform, how it is going to perform. Based on performance, you can say if there will be bottleneck or not. I don't have an exact answer to that because I don't have a hands on the next generation hardware as it.
Okay.
So I cannot comment anything on it.
I think when it releases only you will be able to.
Yes. So what happens is during the release time, usually we also get our hands on the GPUs for testing and all those things, and that is when we test the games, test the applications and all, how fast they are. That is when we can say actually, okay, this is the performance level of the card. Till then it is hearsay. Okay, this will be 2 times faster, 4 times faster, or something like that.
Understood. Another thing, like you just told, the release of the cards are in the waterfall mode. So since you have recently launched the 1390 Ti, do you see yourself launching the 1490 or the 1490 Ti in the near future? Or like usually the pattern of releasing is they will always release the 80 series and the 70 series first.
Yeah. So usually what happens is, historically if you see, there is no fixed pattern in terms of which card is released first and which card is released second or third. It could be a higher end card, it could be a mid-level card, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't have the complete details of what is going to release when.
Okay.
It could be they will release the whole stack at the same time, or they could release only 1 card or 2 card, and there are different things. There are paper launches. So we'll say, okay, we are releasing a card, but the availability will be after say 1 month.
Even 1390 was
So
announced
there are
long back
different
and
things.
it
Yes.
was
So
launched.
we call it as paper launch. So there could be any. I don't know what strategy the corporate is going to follow whenever a new product is going to come. So it is very difficult to answer how the things will flow because everything is based on market dynamics. Because what is happening, competition, everything, we have to take a look at that and then decide what is going to come or what we are going to push into the market.
See, unless and until officially announced, then only we can able to disclose. Actually, see, lot of rumors is going on, so we can't able to tell all those things. See, maybe it will come, may not be. That will be, and we have to wait some time. Definitely it will come.
I think you guys will be one of the first guys to get your hands on the card even before us.
Even we don't see the cards.
Last question. I'm aware that the GPU mining doesn't have much of a future after the Ethereum 2.0 update is going to come. If you guys don't know what Ethereum 2.0 is, after Ethereum 2.0, the latest update is going to release in July. Graphics card mining for Ethereum coin is not possible. So basically, what most of the miners mine is the coin called Ethereum, and the payout is coming as Bitcoin. So once this Ethereum 2.0 comes out, I don't think there will be much of a future for GPU card mining. So in case, this particular update is likely to launch on, we have answered this question before slightly, and not getting an accurate answer. So if this update is yet to come on July, and if by some chance it gets delayed to like November or December,
Which has been happening since
Yeah.
the last 2 or 3 years.
yeah. So if this particular updates gets delayed, and if you guys release like the next generation of cards, would that support mining or not?
Traditionally, if you see,
I don't know if this question is stupid.
no, see, no, there is no question like a stupid question.
Not a stupid.
So what happens is you need to understand historically, NVIDIA has not been good on mining,
Okay.
and I don't want miners to go with NVIDIA GPU.
In between, you did have plan to release graphics card exclusively for mining, right?
We already have. We have
Yeah.
something called as CMP
Okay.
that is built for miners only. It doesn't have.
Is it a
display.
card or is it like
It's a card.
It's a card.
Yes. Okay.
It's a card which doesn't have display. You only need the graphic card for mining, right? Why do you need a
Display,
display?
I understood.
So the display is consuming power but not doing anything right now. So we have specifically built a card which is built for mining.
Okay.
But again, like I said, we have been bad at mining since the earlier, I think, mining days. It was a competition which was good. I don't know what happened suddenly.
This miracle, it turned out to be
And
be good for you.
we want our gamers to consume the GPUs, not the miners.
And-
Our focus is only gamers and gaming. And that is why you see we have brought out LHR, we have brought out different drivers which will stop mining and all this. So we tried everything. But unfortunately,
People have found
I
some way.
have no answer why NVIDIA is the majority of the cards people are consuming in the mining space. Okay, I might know the answer, but I don't know.
NVIDIA provides
what
so
that-
much, like even
yeah.
I do passive mining. NVIDIA
So-
provides the best
So
of
like I
it.
said, we want miners to go with competition, go use competition. We want gamers to consume the.
See, it is impossible to go for competition when you have the best product.
So that is why we have raised new cards, CMP cards. People can now back to back if you want, back to back you will get. You have to talk with your vendor or ASIC, they will arrange it, no problem, no issues.
Yeah.
That is
So-
why
Yeah, mining for miners, we have especially CMP cards. If you have requirement, they can connect with you guys and you can get the cards for them, especially for mining.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter you do 24/7, how long you want to do mining, no problem.
Now you are done. After the first question, next set of questions are totally not relevant to the current situation of the gaming system. First question. What audience are you targeting for the upcoming series of graphics cards? Like, is it for like online gaming, or is it for like meeting like for extreme level performance, like for like 4K 60 FPS or like 8K gaming, something like that? And do you think the 4K 60 FPS, that particular phase, or like what that particular target of what customers try to achieve is going to change to 4K 120 FPS or like 4K 144 FPS? Do you think that's what? Do you see that happening with the next series of cards?
See, I feel the consumers are the king too. They are the king. Consumers always. Whatever the usage is. For example, so there are different set of. So we don't create a product according to the set of consumer. We create products for the masses. So all set of, there are different. First of all, there are set of. The consumers are in the different age groups. So there are kids who consume. Learning. They use they use computers for learning. They use for gaming also. So depend upon what age you are, what kind of productivity or tool you are using for consuming the graphic cards. So set of different age groups use it different way. So we don't. All the cards are used for multi-purposes. It is not just for whether he will get the juice out of it or 100%. It is made for them. It is depend upon consumer to consumer how he is using it, and whether he from the gaming point of view how the gamer is utilizing it, whether he is using AAA game, he wants a high quality imaging, he wants 4K, 8K image quality game, role playing game, or he's a esports player, he's only hooked for the better FPS, high performance.
See, if you see statistically what is answering, if you see statistically based on historical data, for us there are broadly 3 or 4 categories of consumers, which we think consume our GPUs, especially G4. Gaming, a very big market, which is the biggest I think for us.
Yes.
Uh,
Gaming is the
then we have something called a studio category, where photographers, editors, they use our GPUs. Third is something called as we call it student category, and then there is a category called as developers. So student and developers, like it's a mix of both. So students, they are associated with learning new things, and nowadays when we are talking about learning, we are talking about technologies which are relevant. When you finish your college, you should have studied something which is relevant to the market right now. Like traditionally when we read the books, but we go in the field, it's completely different. But now the focus is on learning things which are relevant, important for the market. You study something, you come out, okay, you are aware this is running in the market, you can go into your job phase and all those things. And third is a developer category, which is I think the latest one, where you have AI, metaverse, and all those new technologies where GPUs are being consumed a lot.
Okay.
So what happens is it has created 3 or 4 broad categories for us where these GPUs are being consumed. Gaming, yes, 100%. Studio, editor, developer, those guys, streamers.
Architecture.
Yes, architecture. Then we have this something called as students and coders. So when we are talking about coding, we are talking about people who are into AI, DL, ML. So I may be a PhD student, I may be a person who is doing my doctorate in some specific field in artificial intelligence. So I don't need a high performance computer which costs like 15-20 lakhs. I can prepare assemble a gaming PC which costs like 2-3 lakhs. I may not be telling the right price, I don't know the price. It could be something in the range of 2-3 lakhs or maybe even higher or lesser, I don't know. You have a good RTX GPUs, it comes with the tensor core. So you can develop your application, test it, redevelop it, do the changes. You can see all the things real time. It was not possible before RTX GPU. So that has created a new category of market for us. So like I said, it is 3 or 4 broad categories where these guys consume our GPUs. So what happens is our GPUs, when they are designed, we know these are the markets for us. Maybe something new which is going to come maybe after 1 or 2 years, that will be added, but you are not sure how that is going to pan out.
Next question. Like sir told, and I have observed that you have been using an AR BP since like past 2 years. Augmented reality.
Yeah.
So, do you think the 40 series cards are metaverse ready?
Yes, this is similar what Rajaram
Yes.
just now said. Yeah. So it is. It's a new category, a new advance. So whatever the future is coming up, definitely. NVIDIA is a inventing company. Okay, they invent technology. So they have been always ahead of what is happening in the current generation. Yeah. So they have to think advance and create those things because they see the future is that side and they have those directions. So that's how they implement those directions in the technology in advance. So once this comes in the market and they can use it.
And we are pioneers when it comes to technology, because
yeah.
if you see from the beginning of the GPUs, when the first graphic cards came, nobody knew it will change the world this way, right?
Okay.
Then we had this programmable GPUs, that again changed. Then we started providing CUDA programming and all those things. So you need to be a visionary to think 10 years ahead of you and implement that in your GPUs. So that is what has happened. You see now, last 2-3 years, maybe 5 years,
Yeah.
AI, DL, ML. We can say almost we have a
We
GPU
invented
is a
this 10
requirement.
years back
Yeah.
and it's been
And GPU is a requirement in 95 or even more percent of these applications. When you do these kind of applications, you cannot work without a GPU.
Okay.
And I think now if you have been following NVIDIA, we have this GPU technology conference some time back, and our CEO already spoke about the next $1 trillion market, which is metaverse. So I think
I'm really excited about this particular
Yes.
concept. Yeah.
So I think our CEO has already figured that out, what is the future, and that will be I think part of our GPUs.
Okay. This when this AR, like augmented reality and this metaverse, comes to be the main thing in this thing, like for example, like current gen Instagram and stuff, do you think people would prefer playing the current generation games, or people would totally adapt to the new metaverse?
See, this is totally dependent upon taste of the people. I mean, if some person want to hook to a certain game, and he's like, I mean, for example, my example, I like say strategy game.
Okay.
So if I'm so used to that game, I would like to have a that game into VR type game. Or so it totally depends upon person to person choice. If he would like to do that, I mean, he can create a community, request to the publisher can come up with the
Something like
something like that. Yeah. So it totally depends upon the demand and supply kind of. So if there is a demand, publisher will do. I mean, why not?
The reason behind why I asked you is it's kind of different. Thing is, from what I believe, from the possibilities of AI, and the world is going to get a lot more competitive. For example, even now we are observing Instagram that people, when a certain trend comes into existence, people all try to move along with that particular trend. So when AI also comes, do you think people would, this is like my personal question. This is
Yeah.
So do you think that people would get like super competitive and spend countless hours on social media? Instead they will commit all their time into metaverse to establish their platform in metaverse and do their content in metaverse.
Again, it's too early to say anything about it because we haven't tasted anything.
Yeah, understood. It's too
early.
early.
Yeah, it's too early to comment anything on that.
Yeah, but even I do think that when something like this comes into existence, like people are like very competitive. It's like see, for example, when someone is sleeping, someone else is like working towards creating something more.
Correct.
So in metaverse, that's going to be a little bit more faster compared to what's happening in the current situation.
Correct.
So don't you think that people would be like totally addicted to that, and people would spend all their time and instead, there can be two ways in which you can see. One way is in a way that you can see it in a positive, a creative level. For example, someone who's working in this particular industry, it may be like, it will be like a positive impact for them. For someone who is like, someone who's working in another industry, for example, someone who's like working in some other industry, they would be spending that particular time and not focusing on their particular current job and life responsibilities and stuff like that. When such things happen, do you think that's going to create a huge impact?
Everything has pros and cons. So, and I believe personally, everything. If you can control yourself, there's a addiction to anything. I mean, if you watch TV for a long time, you get specs. Everything has to control themselves. Like if I like eating, I keep eating new things and experience new things and eating. So there should be a line drawn to it. So the more you addict to it or more do it, you will have a face your consequences. Yeah. Similar way in this also, I feel it's too early to say whether that thing is. So I cannot right now imagine that. Okay, in virtual world in VR, we are into metaverses and we are so much addicted to it, and it's too early to say because we haven't experienced that. It's too early to say.
Anything about
They already have a movie, the player ready.
Yeah. So you can feel the movies which are consuming movies which are 70 or 40, 70 kind of thing. People have not gone to that level
yet.
and got addicted to that. So I feel this is also similar to that okay, because virtually in this scene there is a character. It's like a game inside and you are controlling that person. So this can be a different than this. I cannot compare movies to this, but still, I mean, movies didn't work 4D, 7D kind of thing, but this is something different. So we'll come to know once it is out, then only we'll see it. It's too early to say anything.
Understood. Again, my next question is going to be related to metaverse.
Sure, please.
Recently I got a 3060 Ti with help of sir, and I got that game, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
So I was like very impressed by that game. You know, it was like beautifully developed. Like the visuals and all like were insanely attractive. So I had this thing question. See, if someone wanted to replicate such a world into metaverse, if someone wanted to create, what do you say, space into metaverse, like where we could like, travel and explore and something like that. Will, if someone wants to do something like that, would an individual or like a certain company, for example, will be free to do so, or will all these things be like truly for the meta, like under server's meta?
No, I think there are many cases. I mean, big companies or something, they already started working towards it, and there are people who are trying to explore, create their own product in the world. For example, if I'm gonna say, for example, I'll just take an example of Gigabyte. Gigabyte wanted to create a website, 3D metaverse website. Maybe they have created.
It's actually very easy right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, we have already talking about the next $1 trillion economy, metaverse being spoken about that. We have already released something called as Omniverse for individuals.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's free for individuals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
who's the creator of this Omniverse?
Omniverse is from
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA.
Yes.
So what happens is when you are doing creating your say virtual world, you need multiple applications. And when we are talking about multiple applications from multiple software vendors, you need resources on the higher side, you need time on the higher side, because every application cannot speak to the other application. And that is where our NVIDIA Omniverse for individuals or for the how do I say Omniverse for this one.
Say 3D artist is there, Photoshop.
So Omniverse, when we are talking about Omniverse, what we have done is we have created this central place where we call it as a universal scene descriptor.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are using Max, Maya, or whatever type of application. You have Omniverse in the center, and you can connect to all these applications real time.
Real time.
And if you are an individual developing, maybe you and maybe him, two guys are working on it. You can use Omniverse individuals, you can use that and connect to these applications real time. You can be doing some changes on that application, maybe 3D Max. He can be doing something, creating products, creating something else, maybe table or something on a different application, and both of them can be seen in real time in Omniverse.
Understood.
So you are saving your time, saving your energy, and at the same time you are finishing your work faster. And you are creating your virtual worlds. So we have, like I said, Omniverse for individual, that is free, and the enterprise version is a paid version for the enterprise.
Another question. So, for example, an individual like me, I'm certainly interested in this. Someone who wants to contribute to this, how would they start? Where do they start? Like, for example, if it's a student, for example, if it's like a fashion student or a student in college, if they want to do they might not know like the right direction towards which software and what software to learn, or which course and which not course to learn in order to reach this particular destination. Example, for example, NVIDIA getting to work in Omniverse. Like what, where do you think someone like me should start?
So download the application.
That's it.
Yes.
And we could just explore. We could like.
You can start. See what happens is Omniverse is like a central connection.
Okay.
You have different applications. You
Okay.
have a 3D Max.
Okay.
If you want to open that file in maybe Painter, Substance Painter,
Okay.
you cannot open that file, right?
Okay.
You have to convert into a different format, open it in this. With Omniverse, what you can do is you can easily open all these files in
Any
USB.
format you can
You
open.
save it in USB format. You open it in Omniverse. It's real time. You do the changes in that application. You show here. or you do changes in Omniverse, it will be reflected in that application. So you can just download it, start tinkering around. So of course, all the applications, see what happens is, some part is free in the sense Omniverse is free. But the application you need to have, like 3D Max, Maya, you don't control that.
Understood. Last question. If the world would move to AR or metaverse, do you think esports would exist?
See, esports is a totally, it's like a competition. Esports is it's a sports basically, competing. So there in metaverses, AR or VR, we have already competition games in AR, VR already there. So there are table tennis.
So do you think that the current esports games and all would change into something different, or would people have
Yeah, possible. It is absolutely possible. Depends upon game to game. Depends upon how the quality of the game, whether the content is so immersive, to capture the audience.
Actually, we would love to see that.
Yeah.
Think about COD in AR.
Yeah. And do you think would streaming be as entertaining as what AR could provide? For example, one, you have like countless possibilities in AR or in metaverse. Do you think that people would spend time watching these streamers to create more, to see what these particular streamers would create of their own, or would people try to create their own world? What do you think?
Definitely, see, it depends upon stream. I mean, content consumers again. So I would like to go be in a virtual world. It totally depends upon the person nature or his consumption or his will basically. Whether I would like to consume this particular content in virtual world or in real world or in metaverse. So it totally depends upon consumer how he would like to, similar. I mean, if you are an ice cream lover, you would like to go for naturals or Baskin Robin, or it totally depends upon your taste, taste to taste. So it is, we cannot. I mean, it's totally on taste to taste. We cannot say, I mean, whether people will go for this or not. It is totally when it is out, when it is people will start experience it, then only they will say whether we are. I mean, we like to go explore more, and then opportunity increases over there, and things will go. It's near future. It's very near future. So
I'm very excited to experience all these things.
Yeah.
So yes, that's all regarding the question answer section of Tech Tango. What would you like to ask us?
See, let them live. Finally, I will. See, what I would like to answer means
What you would like to ask?
Ask. That I already asked. Okay, so that I already asked you. See, my my suggestion or my what I can say. This is for Malayalam. Okay, this is purely for non customers. See, anyway, thanks to legendary team, especially Shibu, Sebin, and Jathin to give the opportunity for sit and discuss all those things. ഞാൻ എല്ലാവരോടും പറയാമെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമ്മളൊരു പീസീസ് വാങ്ങുന്നത് ഇത് നിങ്ങളെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ, ഈ സെറ്റപ്പ് കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? സി കം എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആൻഡ് ബൈ ദ പി സി ഫ്രം legendary. Okay, see, not only legendary, we have a lot of sorry to say that we have a lot of other good stores in Kerala, but in this region you have very good store at Cochin. Okay, so come and experience and buy the PC. That will be helpful for you. So ഇത്രയും നല്ല സ്റ്റോർ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ വരൂ, കാണൂ, എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യും. Then buy the PCs and help NVIDIA to buy.
Also, for the professional gamers as well. So
Yeah.
we know all the stuff.
So you have a very good team, Sebin and Jathin. They can help you to how to select the specs, everything. Anyway, you people know about all those things, but still they can help us to build. You can go live build everything. So that also helps.
Yeah, we have like a live PC building station over here. We can you can see what we are building here
Also,
in
you
right
can
in front of you.
interact with us, so,
Yeah.
and we can learn.
We can learn also. We can even tell you what we are doing while we are building the system. So you can, if you have any doubts, you can ask us while you are building. So that's like the main point of creating like a live PC build station over here.
It doesn't matter. It's a good session. Thank you, the Jathin team, once again. Okay, so keep.
Yeah, we will
Growing.
We are growing.
Yeah, we are ready to support you people. So, and simultaneously.
Keep selling more.
Keep simultaneously. Buy more, sell more. That's all. So thank you. Thanks a lot.